Hey all, it's Mr. Borowski, and today we are going to be working on lesson 7, which is random numbers. So what y'all are going to do is you're going to go ahead and click on or you're going to open up your code.org, go to lesson 6, random numbers, and you're going to click on the little computer with the 1, which just means level 1 or skill set 1. And remember, this is a predict, so you do need to type something. All right, let's go ahead and move right through this. All right, so for the first level, for the prediction, what they're asking us to do is the code below introduces a new math block, random number. So we've got a new function right here that we'll be working with, which is called random number. And what we need to do is try to predict what's going to happen when we press the run button. Well, what's happening is, let's go ahead and take a look. So the first thing what's going to happen is going to be the computer is being told to make the background a tomato. So obviously that's going to be a tomato color. So if we run it, we can kind of see that is a reddish looking background. So we know that's I'm running for the background. Next thing what we're doing is the next shape that we're going to make is going to be filled orange. So that's for your line 3. And then for line 4, we are making an ellipse or a circle. And remember that this right here is the X. The first location right here is the X. The second location is Y. And then we've got the width and the height are the following two areas. So for the X location, what we're telling the computer to do is to choose a random number, and we're using the random number function. And the first number is the minimum number that the computer is going to use. And the second number is the maximum number that it can choose. So what this function right here is going to do, it is going to pick a random number between 200 and 400. So we know if it's for X, we know the 200 right here is where your X is 200, and then it goes all the way over to here, which is 400. So your X location is going to be somewhere on this side, or the shape is going to be made somewhere on this side of the workspace. So if we run it, and again, the circle is made over here, we run it again, and it's still over here, run it again, and it's just generating a random number for our X. So to type this up right here, we just say that the computer is going to generate a random number for X. That's all we have to do for that one. And always remember to click finish, and we move on to the second puzzle. All right, for skill set 2 or puzzle 2, what we need to do is we are again drilling down or taking a look at random numbers. So you have a new block in the math drawer. Okay, so here is your drawing drawer. And they call this a math drawer. So if we click on drawing, then we have these items that we can use. If we click on math, then we have these items that we can use. So keep that in mind. This is your toolbox. This is one drawer. This is another drawer. If you make your drawing with random numbers, it will look a bit different every time you run your program because it's choosing a random number. All right, so if you make your drawing with a random number, it's going to look a little bit different every time you run your program. So let's go ahead and run it. So we got our circle right here. We run it again. Circle right here. Now keep in mind that this is the same code as the previous for number 1, and just keep that in mind. This is the same code. So click on the block to read its documentation and learn more about how it works. Right now, the program only draws ellipse on the right side of the screen. That's what we predicted. Let's update the code so that ellipse can be drawn anywhere horizontally. Now remember, your horizontal is going to be your x-axis. Your x0 starts here and goes all the way to 400 right here. So if we want this to be changed to anywhere on the horizon, instead of 200 to 400, we're going to change this to 0 to 400. Let's say update the code so the ellipse can be drawn anywhere horizontally on the screen. All right, so what we need to do, change the numbers inside the random number so the ellipse can appear anywhere horizontally on the screen. Run your code to make sure it works. So if we run the code and it was still over there, run it again, and now we have it over here. But the Y is not changing. It's the X. It's the X that's changing. All right, and so let's see here. Make sure your code runs and it's on the right and left-hand side of the screen. It is. So that means we're finished with this one. And let's go ahead and move on to the third. All right, so for the third puzzle or third skill set, we're still doing random numbers. So here's the same sun, so they're calling it a sun from the last time. So we got the same code as we did last time. Right now, only the x coordinate is random, but you can also make the y coordinate random too. So in order to do this, we are going to make the ellipse appear at random y coordinates. So we're going to have the random in the y section as well. So let's go ahead and give me 1 second. Let me reset this. All right, so now it's been reset. So we have the random number at the x location. We need to look at the directions. So make the ellipse appear randomly on the y coordinates. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the math drawer of our toolbox, and we're going to drag out the random number block to the y. So remember, this first location right here in the parentheses is the x. The second location is the y. So let's grab this, and let's pull it over to the y. So we did that. Update the parameters of the random number block to match the height of the screen. Well, we know it's going to be between 0 and 400 as well, just like our x. So we're going to make that a 0. And then for the next one, we're going to make that a 400. All right, run your code to make sure the circle is going to appear everywhere, or they call it a sun, and now it's appearing all over the place, so we know we did something right. All right, let's go ahead and click on Finish, and move on to Lesson 4. All right, so for Skill Set 4, or the Puzzle 4, again, we are now doing variables and random numbers. So variables can be assigned to random numbers too. So we can make a variable random number. So this lets us save a single random value so that you can use it many times over. All right, so what they want us to do here is to make the eyes appear at random sizes. So they want us to change the size of the eyes. So here's the eyes, and I'm running it, and they're the eyes are the same size. All right, so in order to make the eyes change size, make your eyes appear at random sizes. So we got a variable eye sizes, and it's set at 27. So the variable is set at 27 for that. And if we go through the code, let's go ahead and look for where the eye size is. Okay, so right here. So we got eye size right here and right here. And then we got eye size right here and right here. So this is where the eye size variable is being used over here for the height and the width. And they're using the same height and the width for the eye sizes. All right, so drag out the random. So we're going to go to our toolbox here, and we're going to be using the random number. And we're going to go ahead and plop it right here. So drag out the random number and put it to the right side of the eye size variable block. So your variable block is going to be right here. So variable eye size, and we just dropped the random number right here. Update the parameter of the random block so that eyes appear both big and small. So we like 1 because 1 is going to be really small, but 10 is not very small. So let's see what happens here if we make this a 40. Let's see what's going to happen here. So we're going to run it. And we got really tiny, and run it again. It's not very big. Run it again, and a little bit bigger. Run it again. And there we go. Now we're getting some size here. All right, so that's pretty good size. So I like that. Update parameters. So we've got big and small. Run your code multiple times to verify that the eyes are changing size. Well, I would agree. We ran it 3 or 4 times, and the eyes are definitely changing size from very small to very large. I'm going to say we've accomplished our task here, and we're going to finish it.